Happy New Year, Central Glendale. Happy 2024 to you and your family and everybody in your life. I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas break. I hope you had a wonderful time just spending, bringing in the new year. What I want to do is, as we look at 2023, it's in a rear view mirror, it's behind us. I want to take a moment to reflect on just one highlight that I think is incredible of what God has done at our campus. I'm not sure if you know this, but we've had 53 baptisms at our church. We have 53 baptisms right here at the Glendale campus. And I think that is absolutely incredible. I think it's so important to sometimes look and just reflect on, man, what are some of the things that God has done in my life? What are some of the things that God has done right here at Central? It can be really easy to think about all the things that we have to do in the future, or all the work that we have to do, or really easy to think about the negative things that happen in our life. But man, it's so important to stop to thank God for what he has done. And he has done so much here at Central. 53 people giving their life to Christ. Man, there's no better win than that. So, man, thank God, and thank to all of you who played a part in that, inviting people to come to church and whatever that is. Man, just absolutely incredible. And so thankful for that. So thankful for you as well. And as we look into 2024, there's a few things that I want to point out to you. And one thing is, man, this idea of loneliness. Health professionals today just say that loneliness is an epidemic in our society, in our Western culture. You know, through the pandemic, we've been taught to stay away from people. And for some of us, we really latched onto that. For some of us, that we decided, hey, that was maybe a better option to kind of isolate ourselves. And that's just not good for us. We serve a God that is communal in nature. We serve a God with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That is a God of the Trinity, the God of community. And he designed us in his image. So therefore, we are to be people of community as well. It can be really easy for us to really go into ourselves or just, man, be a part of a society where we're surrounded by people but are known by no one. I think that's a tragedy of life if we don't plug into community well. If we don't plug into community that says to us, hey, I'm going to point you towards Jesus. I'm going to go deep with you in our relationship and also point you towards Jesus. I think we need that. And I think the church can be an antidote for that. Here at Central, we have a lot of different ways for you to get in small groups. And I believe coming here to our campus is important. I think that we should be gathering together and worshiping together and listening to a good message. But I also think where we get to grow deep in our faith, it's not just by listening, it's by engaging with others in our circle, to engaging with people inside of the word. And that happens inside of our small groups and inside of groups in general. So we have many groups, whether you're a college age student, or maybe you are a young professional out of the college age area, or maybe you are a retired individual or a retired couple. Wherever you are, we have a group for you. Whether you need some coaching and encouragement in your marriage, there's a class for that. Or maybe you're dealing with grief and some tragedy that recently happened in your life that you're trying to work through. We have a group for that as well, and all in between. And so I would encourage you to, man, take a look at the description and the link that I sent on here in the description. I have a website for you to go to, and it has a list of all the different types of groups that you can jump into. And it can be really easy to say, you know what, I'm scared. I don't want to take that first step. What if these people are weird? Or what if they don't understand me? Or what if they judge me? I want to ask you, man, God would never ask you to do something that you can't handle. And Satan will never ask you to take a step in faith. And so I think God will want you to take a step in faith and getting connected to people that are all about him. Getting connected to people that is pointing you towards Jesus. And if you're like, I don't even know where to start, I want to invite you to two things. Number one is Rooted. Rooted is a great place to start. If you're like, I don't even know where to start with groups, I don't know how to pick a group, I don't know where, Rooted is a great place to start, where you get to dive deep in your faith. It's just idea that you are diving deep in your faith. Your roots are growing deep in your faith, while at the same time, you're growing deep in your relationship with others that are also doing Rooted as well. So I'm going to encourage you, man, if you don't know where to start, or if you haven't done Rooted before, go to Rooted. It is absolutely incredible. Get to see God move in that every single time that we do it, and people come away life transformed and life changed because of the work the Holy Spirit is doing through that program. So I encourage you to get through Rooted. And the second thing is, if you're like, hey, I want to meet some people first. I know there's a lot of groups, but there's a place where I can meet them first in kind of a, non-threatening environment. Yes, there is on January 28th. So mark this in your calendars. I'll put this in the email in the description as well. We're having a chili bowl where groups are coming and they're doing a chili contest where you can taste chili and you can vote, but you can also meet people who are in charge of groups, who are running groups, who are starting groups for the very first time, where you get to meet them and just ask a bunch of questions. So would encourage you to get involved in those two things as well. And if you're looking for something a little bit different, one of the things that we do here at the Glendale campus is do some different classes like exploring Jesus. We have an Exploring Jesus class that's coming up on January 21st. And if you're looking like, hey, what does it look like for me to put my faith in Jesus? Or maybe you're having more deeper questions about, hey, okay, like who was Jesus and how do we get the stories about him from the Bible, or what does all that mean? I would, highly encourage that class for you. It's an absolutely great class, a great place where, it's not a big group where you could just sit and take the information in and just ask questions, and or whether you're a skeptic or you just want a little bit more information, exploring Jesus can be a great way for you to meet some people and to ask a lot of questions. So this video was a little bit longer. Thank you for hanging with me to the end. Happy New Year. And my hope is that I get to see you on Sunday. All right, see you soon.